Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. The NHL's 2021-2022 season is halfway through. We are at the All-Star break. The game and the showcasing were on the last 2 days in Vegas. It was quite nice to watch, although the All-Star game itself, it was an All-Star game. What do you expect? But anyway, it was funny to watch. The regular season is, as mentioned at the All-Star break, about halfway through, a little bit over for some teams, a little bit under for some other teams, and there are a lot of players that had great performances. It was a fantastic season to watch. For us fans, spectators, all around the league, the performances were really good. Especially by one group of players, the goaltenders. I was so impressed by a lot of performances by goaltenders, and that's why I put up my board, put up some stats, put up some names, and of course I have to wear a John Van Beesbroek jersey, the one I have, for this video as I'm talking about goaltenders. So let's have a look at some stats and not forget the eyeball test. Who will win the Vezina trophy this year? There are some candidates. Let's have a look. So, the goaltenders. I have 11 names on the board. Let's have a look through the stats and talk about the players. First, I have up Sergei Andreevich Bobrovsky, Florida Panthers, who won the Vezina Trophy in 2013 and 2017. This year, he is standing at a .920 save percentage, which is very good and a good comeback to how he performed the last 2 years. With his .256 goals against average, with his 23 wins, the 23 wins are 4th in the NHL right now. He has only one shutout. As mentioned, he is coming back to the level which won him 2 Vezina trophies in 2013 and 2017. He is right now a force and maybe not worth 10 million, but worth some money for the Florida Panthers right now. Bobrovsky will be in the Vezina conversation if the Panthers continue doing well. He could end up with 45, maybe 50 wins. We'll see. Next on the list, the Vezina winner of 2019, which is Andrei Andreevich Vasilevsky, Tampa Bay Lightning. .922 save percentage, a little bit better than Bobrovsky. 223 goals against, also a little better. 25 wins, he is first in this list, and he has 2 shutouts. Of course, a goaltender can be only as good as the defense in front of him. Old way to say it. That's the way it is. Vasilevsky is maybe not completely on the level he had the last 3 years, but the Lightning are still playing fantastic, and he is giving them good goaltending. 25 wins show this. Vasilevsky will be, as long as he plays in Tampa, in the Vezina conversation every year. Next on the list, a new face, Jack Campbell, Toronto Maple Leafs. .925 save percentage, even better than Vasilevsky. 230 goals against, which is elite. 21 wins, which is very good. And 4 shutouts, which is second among goaltenders this season. This is Campbell's first season as a full-time starter. He is doing exceptionally well regarding it's his first season as a starter. The Leafs are up to the top of the Atlantic Division with the Panthers and with the Lightning. They can easily win the division. We will see. Campbell had some down games, especially recently when he was pulled against New Jersey after 3 goals on, how much was it? 7 shots? That happens. It does not happen to Vasilevsky. It happens to a first-year starter like Jack Campbell, but his numbers are still excellent. Jack Campbell will be in the Vezina conversation. Up next, the Leafs goaltender from the last 5 years, Frederick Anderson, who is now with the Carolina Hurricanes. Freddie with a .929 save percentage, which is 3rd this year. His .201 goals against is second. He has 24 wins, which is second as well, and 1 shutout. After 2 really bad years in Toronto, Freddie, with the change of scenery now to Carolina, and with a great defensive team in front of him. But it's not only the defense, it's also himself. I mean, 929. What can you say more? It's fantastic. He will be definitely in the Vezina conversation, and I think he has a good chance of ending up in the top 3. Like the next one on the list, Igor Shesterkin of the New York Rangers. Shesterkin has a 937 save percentage, which is exceptionally good and second this year. His 2.10 goals against are third. He has 22 wins and 3 shutouts, which is fourth. The goaltending Shesterkin provides to the Rangers is fantastic. He could be in the running for the Rangers MVP, definitely. Maybe, if he continues performing like that, even for the league MVP. And for me, he's a sure top 3 pick for the Vezina Trophy this year. Shesterkin also first year as a really full-time starter. Georgiev is getting some games, yeah, but Shesterkin is taking the lion's share, and he is performing so good. Next on the list, also someone who was definitely not expected to be on this list at this point of the season, Tristan Jarry of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In my preview and my predictions to the season, I figured out that goaltending will be a weak spot of the Penguins. Turns out I was completely wrong, and I'm very sorry to Tristan Jarry, who has an exceptional performance this year and a very good season. His 923 save percentage is well above average, fantastic. 2.21 goals against per game, which is 5th on the list. 23 wins, which is 4th, and 3 shutouts, which is also shared 4th. Weak spot goaltending for the Penguins. Let's wait until the playoffs come around, but up to this point in the regular season, Jarry is doing exceptionally well. And yeah, 5th, 4th, very good in save percentage. Should be in the Vezina conversation, shouldn't he? Next up, also exceptional season for this guy who is in the second year as a starter, Juuse Saros of the Nashville Predators. Also in the running for the Predators MVP, could be, depending on how the Predators do, be in running for the league MVP. Saros 927 save percentage, which is 4th, 2.35 goals against per game, 24 wins, which is 2nd, and 2 shutouts. And latest here, I have to mention the eyeball test. Saros is doing so good. He's making not only a lot of saves, but a lot of very difficult saves. Definitely deserves to be the MVP for the Predators in the Vezina conversation, and the proof that small guys are not necessary bad goaltenders in today's NHL. Saros, he's 5'10", so that's about 1 meter and 75, so about 10 centimeters smaller than I am, and he's doing so good. I'm so impressed always when I see a Predators game and Juuse Saros is playing. Next up, John Gibson, Anaheim Ducks. Where would the Ducks be without John Gibson? He's stolen them so many games already this season. With his 922 save percentage, 2.49 goals against, he has only 15 wins, but he was hurt for some time, and he has 1 shutout. But shutouts aren't everything. He has, as mentioned, he has stolen so many games. Like recently, I watched the Ducks play in Ottawa, and without John Gibson, they would have lost 6-2. So they won the game, 2-1. And Gibson was fantastic. Next up, someone who was definitely not expected on this list because he wasn't even expected to be the starter for the St. Louis Blues this season. Ville Russo, another goaltender from Finland, like Juuse Saros and Nashville. Russo in St. Louis is having a fantastic season. Of course, this has to do with Jordan Binnington again not getting it together in the regular season. Let's see what happens when the playoffs roll around. And Russo's sample size definitely is smaller than one of the other guys. But he has a 941 save percentage, which is first. He has a 1.90 goals against average per game, which is first. He has only 9 wins and 2 shutouts, but that's the smaller sample size. Eyeball test again. Russo is sovereign over Jordan Binnington right now. He is the guy for the Blues. Let's see how this will develop over the second half of the season. But if he keeps playing like that, he will be the starter, not only for the rest of the season, also for the playoffs and years to come. And the Blues will be even deeper in a cap crunch. Next up, second to last, Jacob Markstrom, Calgary Flames. Markstrom already played fantastic when he was with Vancouver. Last year in Calgary was a bit of a down year, but change of scenery works for some guys like Frederick Anderson, now in Carolina. For Markstrom, the first year in Calgary was definitely not what he is able to do. This year, he has arrived. 923 save percentage, which is good. 2.20 goals against per game, which is fourth. He has 17 wins and a league-leading 7 shutouts. 7 shutouts in the first half of the season, exceptional. His backup, then Vladar, the Flames acquired from the Bruins in the offseason, he's doing good, but not even close to what Markstrom is doing. He will be in the Vezina conversation, if not for the save percentage, but for the shutouts, just for this. He could be in the top 3, we'll see. And the last guy, the stats don't back it up that much, but the eyeball test shows Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks, the successor of Jacob Markstrom in goal at the starter. He has a fantastic season as well. The Canucks themselves, mediocre. Will they have a chance to compete for a playoff spot? We will see. Realism would tell me that Jim Rutherford will rather try to build up for the years to come than to press for a playoff spot this year and get a first round exit. Demko definitely is a big part in the future plans of the Canucks. He is having a good season, very good. 917 save percentage, okay, this is the lowest on the board, but he is playing with the weakest team on the board. 2.62 goals against average, yeah, not bad, but the lowest number on the board. The highest number on the board, of course, in this case. But he has 17 wins out of the Canucks 20. That's quite a ratio, isn't it? Only 1 shutout, but as mentioned, the eyeball test tells you where would the Canucks be without Thatcher Demko. I think they would compete with Arizona and Montreal for the bottom of the standing and the best chances for the number 1 draft pick. Thanks to Thatcher Demko, the Canucks are not. Okay, now you heard some stats. Who do you think will be the 2022 Vezina winner? Will it be one of these guys, one of these 11? Will it be someone else? My personal pick right now would be Igor Shesterkin, but this can change, especially with performances like the one from Justus Saros, Ville Husso, Jacob Markstrom, Andrei Vasilevsky. Fair game right now to have a big discussion about that. Who do you think will win the Vezina Trophy? We will talk about that again, comes the end of the regular season. Okay, and that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And see you soon with another video about the NHL or about some jerseys or about some Munich walks. And at the very end, an information, I booked a holiday today. So Mr. Psychopunk and I will be on tour in early March for 10 days. Stay tuned for more information and then, of course, when we come back for some video footage of our holiday trip. See you soon. Have a good time. Goodbye.